All right, I've got this all set up for a two-player game, really a two-handed game. I'll be playing for both players and trying to be as fair as I can. A two-player game of On Mars. It's completely set up except for all of the variable setup pieces are all in place. I'm just going to reveal them. I'm just going to start playing and go from there. So as I'm revealing these things, I'm really thinking in the mind of Mark to begin with. Mark is blue because he's going first. He was randomly picked to go first. And then me, Andy, I'll be going second. So I'll be thinking in the mind of Mark because he's going to be trying to figure out where he wants to start in orbit or on the colony. That'll be his first decision, and he can make that first decision based off of the variable setup. So this is just a little thing. The mine is always in the middle. Next to, in a two-player game, the shelters go here. So that's the blue shelter, pink shelter. The other four starting buildings, the greenhouse, an oxygen condenser, a water generator or extractor, and a power generator are all randomly assigned. So this is how it is for this game. That's not a huge variable thing, but it does mean that I have closer access to plants and water, but especially oxygen. Well, Mark will have access to plants and water, but especially batteries. And then we both have pretty equal access to the mine. Another variable setup is the technology. This is a really big deal. So battery technology and plant technology are going to be free to research. So it would cost nothing to take that action, and it costs no resources to get those technology. In the next column, costing a battery will be the water generator tech, the rover movement tech, and the welcoming more colonists tech. And then finally, in the most expensive column, which is any resource plus a battery, there's the oxygen condenser tech, the efficient upgrade tech, and lastly, the mines tech. So that's interesting. We then have the first 6 of 12 level 1 blueprints are coming out. And this is really interesting off the bat because, wow, okay, so there's 2 battery blueprints available, 2 mine blueprints available, a shelter blueprint, and an oxygen condenser blueprint. But that means that none of the 2 greenhouse blueprints came out, and neither of the 2 water extractor blueprints came out. And so this is very interesting setup right here. All right, we have thrown out 2 discovery tiles. We'll flip those over. This is pretty minor. That's going to be a construct a shelter building, and then hire on a scientist or take a contract. Those are actually both pretty powerful discovery tiles, especially early game. Over here we have the LSS. This is the life support system for the whole colony. And it looks like battery buildings, whenever a battery building is constructed, that person's going to score 2 points for every shelter they have. This is we're using 4 of 8 different tiles. Water extractors are going to be connected to shuttles. You get 2 points for every shuttle. Plants or greenhouse buildings are connected to upgraded buildings, and oxygen condensers are connected to discovery tiles. The 2 things that immediately occur to me when I see that is there's greenhouse technology is one of the cheapest technologies to grab, and then greenhouse buildings are going to get points related to how many advanced buildings you have altogether. So I could see an interesting strategy being get that tech and start building a bunch of greenhouses after you've also built a couple advanced buildings, and that could be a points generator. That's interesting. Now we have 2 short missions and 1 long mission. This short mission is blueprints. So that is incentivizing us. We'll get crystals whenever we take blueprints. It's going to take 10 blueprints to trigger that game-ending mechanic. This other one is we have to hire on 4 scientists. So we're actually incentivized to hire scientists. That's very interesting. Put this right here. And then lastly, the long mission is discovery tiles, which is 5 discovery tiles. And I find that interesting because we didn't have to have a discovery tile points generator over here. So the fact that you get crystals and then later get points whenever you build oxygen condensers, that also strikes me as another strategy that you could immediately consider. All right. I believe that is all of the variable elements. As you can see, there's quite a few. The only other one, I'll glance at them later, but each player gets 3 out of like 20 random private goals. You can only ever use one for its goal once you've completed it. This one has discovery tiles and blueprints and technology. So one of these 2 would probably be an easy get. And you'll be able to then use that to upgrade technology or do something else. But you can also just use these as crystals, as if they were crystals. All right, so starting off with blue, well, he does have actually that discovery tokens private goal. And that's connected to a long goal and these points over here. So I think what he's going to do straight off the bat is he is going to start on the planet side. No, sorry, on the orbit side, so that once the shuttle moves, he can bring a discovery token down to the colony, and then move his rover to get it, getting him a crystal, moving him towards his private goal, and then eventually he'd like to build oxygen condensers, which are going to require plants. So he has to keep all that in mind. So with all that in mind, I think what he's going to do is he's going to start here in orbit, and he's going to take a tech. He's going to choose the faster rover tech, and then he just has to pay a battery for it. So he pays a battery for that tech. He gets faster rover tech. He could place it here on his technology track for a crystal, or here to load up something from the warehouse. He has the plant that he would need for an oxygen condenser, but he might want, honestly, crystals for movement. That could be good. No, I like the top one to get something from the warehouse. So he's gonna start at the warehouse, but he is going to pick up a crystal. And that goes into his collection right there. He doesn't have immediate access to it. So that's his first move there. I'll look at the private goals for myself. I've got upgraded buildings. I've got scientists and one scientist and 1 contract, and having 7 colonists in living quarters. Those are very interesting. But I think, really the scientist one could be a major thing. So I could really think is there going to be would there be a scientist here that could be really handy? And actually, immediately off the bat, I'm thinking the geologist could be pretty handy to have. And I say that because there are two mine advanced buildings here that it could potentially use one of those to, if I could get one of those, we could use that. And then there's 2 battery building upgrades here. And that's interesting though, because I'm not near the batteries. That's very fascinating. I gotta consider my strategy here. The geochemist could also be handy. If I could get him on here, I could be getting tech whenever I want it. And then potentially get points for having the casino. But do I want tech? That's a good question too. I think I'm gonna want to try and go after those minerals. So because of that, I am going to actually start down here on the surface, and I'm gonna go here and get the blueprint. Get a blueprint. Taking the blueprint action doesn't actually cost me anything, so I can just take any of these upgraded or blueprints for upgraded buildings. And I think the one that I'm thinking could be best would actually be the construction yard. So that I place that here, and I immediately get a mineral. That's what type of building it is. So I get a mineral. I can only have 2 of any given type of good right now in my storage, but I'm full up on minerals. I put an advanced building token on top of it to show that it's not created yet. So currently it's worth -3 points instead of +3. And I don't refill that. So that was my blueprint I grabbed. Because I'm highest on this track, I get to choose where the shuttle starts. And I'm gonna start the shuttle, I'm gonna actually start the shuttle here so that I can head up to to orbit after I grab a scientist. All right, so that's really the start of the game. To begin the game now, for the first round, blue will go first because he's lowest on the track. We'll go lowest to highest. There's 2 phases, colonization phase and shuttle phase. So in the colonization phase, he's just going to take a main action, one of these 5 main actions. He could pick up blueprints here. He could research technology. He could further his technology, or he could pick up goods from the warehouse. I think he really wants faster rovers, and so because of that, he is going to research tech. So he has to place a guy right here and gets to research tech twice. He is going to research with the, he's going to research with the, he's going to research his shelter tech up to this. It's going to cost him an oxygen, which he will do. He'll spend the oxygen, but then he gets a mineral for moving to that space. And then he is going to also advance his rover tech to here, which is costs him any resource. So he's going to spend his water. And the reason why he did that was to keep his plant for in order to eventually build an oxygen condenser. Although he's also going to need oxygen, which he could supply for with the wild minerals, if he gets a chance to build this shelter. So that was his turn. He just did that. He has 2 crystals. He could do an executive action, which will cost him 2 crystals. He's not going to do that because it's not a really good option. to him right now. So he's done. He passes. So he's done. I, on the other hand, am going to go for what I planned for, which was hire on a scientist. So I'm going to put my dude here. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hire on the geologist. And the way I do that is I have to move 2 workers to my living quarters. So let's go like that. And that's all I had to do to hire on the geologist. I can set the card over by me. And I now have this handy dandy scientist. I get to immediately look through the deck and replace this space with an earth contract, which if you remember, one of my private goals was have a scientist and an earth contract. So I really want to get one that would work well for me. I'm tempted to grab this one, which is have 2 advanced buildings in a battery complex, because it could be really good. I'm a little bit afraid that Mark would go after this, but I don't know that he would for sure. I'm gonna do it, and I think because I can get in front of him on the turn order, so I think I'll be fine doing this. So I'm gonna put this out here, and so that's that. That was my turn. I could, oh, by the way, I should have grabbed a crystal when I got that blueprint at the very beginning of the game. Even at the very beginning of the game, you get whatever you contribute to in terms of the missions. So by getting a blueprint, I got a crystal. Now here actually, because I got a scientist, I also contributed to this. So I move this down and I get 2 more crystals. But these 2 crystals are going into my space to collect next turn. So I still have these 2 crystals left over. I'm going to go ahead and spend them for an executive action, because otherwise I would lose a crystal. I wouldn't have enough space for all my crystals. So I'm going to spend these 2. And I'm going to take the... Ooh. I was thinking of taking the warehouse action, but actually what I should do is really take the rover action. Because I could move my rover here and here. And now I am close enough to build a power generator if I can. So that's interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. And you know what? I'm actually gonna go the other way. This way. So I'm also close to the greenhouse, because that's also a pretty nice tech that maybe I could grab in case he somehow grabbed the battery tech. Okay, that was my turn. So I'm done. I took both a normal action and an executive action. In the shuttle phase, the shuttle travels, and I am going to travel right up with it. All my buildings and miners produce, but I don't have any advanced buildings or miners. And then I get to take back all of my people on this side of the board and anyone in my living quarters. And then this goes to the 1 because colony level is at 1. So this is going back and forth quite often. So because of that, I get my workers back into my living quarters. And then I get to choose one of these spaces. I could go here to get a colonist, but I am going to go here to pick up a warehouse good, both to get the warehouse good and more importantly, just to get in front of Mark. So I'm going to grab this crystal, and it goes into my collected space over there. Beginning of the next round, I get my crystals back on my turn. It's now I go first. So that's interesting. And you could jump from just having taken your turn at the end of one round to being the first player in the next round. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to for sure take the tech space. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab the battery tech and put it here to gain a crystal. And I'm going to go, I'm going to also boost this action. It has a little teal colonist here, which means I can boost that action. It didn't cost me a worker to take the action. I'm going to boost it by putting a worker into my living quarters and getting another technology. So I'm going to place this greenhouse technology here. Gets me a warehouse good, which I think I'm kind of interested in getting oxygen, because it's kind of at the opposite end of the part of the Martian construction cycle that I'm kind of focusing on. Technically I could boost that action again, but you can't get more than 2 tech in one turn because they go right into your first 2 slots in your tech board. I can now take an executive action, which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend 2 crystals, because again, otherwise I'd just lose a crystal. So I'm gonna spend 2 crystals to pick up a water. And that is the end of my turn. So now, Mark, what did he want to do? He could pick up more blueprints. Doesn't really need more technology currently. It'd be interesting if he tried to steal those battery blueprints. I say steal, but they're not mine. Let's see if he could. Well, no, because the reason why he might not want them is because I'm going to score off of them with my geologist. So he might be like, no, I'll let him focus on having to pick up those blueprints. He says, I'm gonna do something else. I think he might still want to get blueprints. No, he's just gonna take a warehouse action and kind of get some stuff into his storage. So he's boosting the action 2 times with his workers. So he gets an oxygen, which he needed pretty badly. And he's just going to go ahead and get the things he doesn't have otherwise. So like a water and he's going to get a water and a plant. So he has those 2 plants that he could make some more oxygen condensers. So it was his turn. He just raided the warehouse, which won't get filled up again until the colony levels up. So he's done with his turn. And he could do an executive action, but there's really no incentive to do so. He doesn't really need anything, so he's not going to. So now in the shuttle phase, the shuttle travels. I have first pick on here, which is pretty handy. So I get to first of all place a discovery tile, and I'm going to go ahead and place the build a shelter one, and I'm going to put it 1, 2, 3 spaces over here. You have to get 3 spaces from your rover. Technically your rovers are like in the mine to begin the game. Pull out a new discovery tile. I get to take back all my guys from this side of the board and from my living quarters. So they all come home. And then I get to choose a space over here. I don't need to move my rover. I could grab a blueprint. That would not be a bad idea. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm just going to go ahead and grab a blueprint. Especially because I don't necessarily care about taking the first action here. And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I am going to take a blueprint. So I'm going to take the wind turbines technology, and that gets me a battery. And it also gets me an incoming crystal because I got a blueprint and we advanced this goal. That's my travel. He's also going to travel down. He's going to take this one and he's going to put it on the... He's going to put it over this way. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And then he is going to take back his workers from his working area to his living quarters. And then he gets to choose a benefit as well. He might as well choose one of these middle ones and not no benefit. But again, he doesn't really have a need. Well, actually, he could move his rover. He might actually do that because he kind of wants to be closer to the oxygen condenser so he could build one of those eventually. So what he's going to do is he's actually going to go like this and do a free movement of his rover. And he's going to move his rover 1, 2 spaces, which leaves him open for building both these types of a condenser here, a shelter here. He's kind of got options, I think, if he does that. So that's his thing. And shuttle comes down to here. And now he actually takes the next round, or next first turn. So for him, he's got options. He could go get one of those discovery tiles, which could be great for him. But he also could that could be great. And then no, he's not going to do that yet. He's just going to go ahead and hire on a scientist. So he's going to put this guy over here. And what I think... Wait, why does he want to hire a scientist? No, because he didn't want to hire a scientist. He wants to... I just lost my train of thought. He does want to get discovery tokens. So he is going to do that. He's going to move his rover. He has rover tech, so he can move his rover actually up to 4 spaces instead of 2 spaces. So he's going to ramp up his rover, and what he's going to do is he's going to go get a scientist using this one. So 1, 2, 3, gets a scientist. By so doing, he takes this discovery tile. He's going to put it over here. He's going to get a crystal because he's got a discovery tile. It's one of the missions. That's incoming for next turn. And now he gets to buy one of the scientists. The only ones he actually can pay for right now would be the geochemist who works in condenser buildings, or the R&D engineer, who could be interesting because he could use my wind turbines. But I don't think that's worth it. I think he wants the geochemist. So he's going to spend his 2 plants to get the geochemist over there. He gets another crystal incoming because he hired a scientist. Gosh, this could be a quick game. They're really advancing all the missions, apart from the LSS, so just advancing the missions. Oh, by the way, this should be here. He gets to replace that with a contract, and what he's going to do is he's planning on building condensers. Condensers. So what I think he could do, building condensers means he's going to get a lot of oxygen. So he's going to put this contract out there, which would reward him if he gets oxygen. And he'll set that over here. Okay. Now he has an executive action that he's probably going to want to do because he has excess crystals, basically. So he's going to spend 2 crystals to just pick up another good from the warehouse, which is always one of your executive actions you can take. So he's going to grab a plant. So that was his turn. It was kind of a big turn. He got a ton of stuff from that. And now it's back to me. I'm going to get my crystals back. And I also kind of want to do a rover move. And because if I did that, I could get a, a discovery token And I could always stay down here next turn and like build a battery, like a power generator and all that. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick around down here. Like I think I could do a lot of stuff down here. So my first thing is gonna be the more like, before he could kind of block me and take it from me, I'm going to use the same action he did. I'm gonna move my rover over here. 1, 2, 3, and I'm also moving my bot to right. Well, my bot, I'm gonna move. I don't know if I need to move my bot really. There's good options right here actually. I think I'm gonna move my bot. I'm gonna leave him right there. But I'm going to. This is build a shelter. Shelters cost an oxygen, so I'm gonna spend an oxygen. I also get a crystal incoming because it's a discovery token, and I move down this tracker. My shelter, I could put it right here or right here. It has to be either exactly 2 spaces away from my other one or connected. I'm gonna connect it because of the fact that it helps me build a complex, and that's gonna mean I get 2 more crystals incoming. I'm gonna have too many crystals again. I won't even be able to do anything. Oh, I'd actually spend 1 crystal though to move my rover a 3rd space. I could have used his technology, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna use a crystal. Perfect. So that was all my actual normal action. And then for my executive action, I'm gonna spend 2 crystals just to pick up, oh crap. There's nothing left in the warehouse except batteries. I have tons of, no, I can hold extra stuff. I'm gonna spend 2 crystals to grab a battery. I can now have 3 of any type of good in my storage because I have another shelter. So I have 2 shelters plus 1 is how many goods you can have. Yeah, so I am good on that end. That was the end of my turn. Boom. Shuttle phase. It's back to Mark first for whether he wants to travel or not. There are great things he could do on the surface. But on the other hand, he really wants to get more discovery tiles, especially while the colony's at level 1. So what he's going to do is he is going to ride the shuttle, which means he gets to take back any advanced buildings would produce. He'd get back any guys, so he gets back this guy into his living quarters, and then he gets a place down here for a benefit, which means he could either just take a tech. He could take a warehouse good, or he could get another colonist. Another colonist would be super handy, and I don't think he requires any other tech right now. Well, I guess eventually he does need the oxygen condenser tech, but he doesn't really have everything he needs for getting that. So he's gonna just welcome another colonist. So he's spending a water with that ability to welcome a colonist to his living quarters. I'm not going to travel. I'm gonna stay down on the surface. Interesting, right? So I'm stuck down here now for a couple turns. So the next round is back to Mark. He gets his crystals, and he's got some interesting choices here. It would be great to get tech, but he really doesn't necessarily have the things he wants to spend to get the tech. It probably would be best to grab some handy dandy blueprints, honestly, or just advance his tech. But he doesn't have a lot of goods for that. He's in a little bit of a pickle, but he is going to go ahead and pick up blueprints. So he's gonna set a guy here, and he's gonna, oh, this could actually get him a lot of goods by picking up blueprints. So he's gonna pick up an oxygen tank, for sure, which is gonna get him an oxygen. We put advanced building on that. He's gonna also, he's interested in that because he has the geochemist who could work in that building. He's also going to go ahead and pick up the casino by putting boosting his action with a worker. He's gonna grab the casino, which gets him a crystal. And actually, grabbing 2 blueprints give him 2 more crystals. And he's got to think for a second. Does he want? I don't think either of the other 2 buildings appeal to him. He really doesn't want to make battery buildings. And the mine could be okay, but he's not certain that he wants to do that. So he's actually not going to take either of the other 2 ones. So he's done with that. He's just going to then use his 2 crystals for an executive action to go ahead and pick up that last battery from the warehouse. The warehouse has been completely emptied and no movement has been made on the LSS. We are a greedy couple, guys. But that's his turn. Back down to me on the surface. I've got really fun things planned. I think I want to construct a building, but I also really want to upgrade a building. So I'm interested in both those things. What I think I'm going to do, so I get my crystals. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the upgrade building action. So if I upgrade a building, what I can do is upgrade, I'm going to upgrade the, crud. Yeah, I guess I'll upgrade the construction yard onto this mine. Doing that cost me a mineral. It always costs a mineral to upgrade a building. And nothing else really happens immediately for me. I had to be next to my bot to do that. That's really all I get from doing that. I could spend crystals right now to move my bot again, and actually I think I will do that as an executive action, is spending 2 crystals to move my bot here, which is going to put me in position to making an advanced building on this guy. And so that's the end of my turn. Shuttle travels, and he's going down with it. So he's going to, Mark is going to grab this tech discovery token tile, and he's going to put it 1, 2, 3 spaces away from his rover, and puts another discovery token down here. And he gets to take back his dude who's in the working area, and then he gets to place down here for a benefit. I think he's in a okay place for where he's at. So he doesn't, well, he's gonna move his, he's gonna move his rover, or his robot, just to give him a little bit more options with something he has planned. So he's gonna actually move his robot here, which will allow him to actually upgrade this building if he wants to, and he can still construct an oxygen condenser there eventually. So he's gonna do that, and then it is back to him. Mark begins this turn again. What he's gonna do is he's going to move his rover again. So he gets his 3 crystals. He's going to move his rover just because getting those discovery... Well, does he want to? I don't know. I don't think he believes that I'm going to go after that discovery token right now. And so because of that, because he doesn't believe that, what he's going to do is he's going to build an oxygen condenser. So he's going to put this guy here, and to build an oxygen condenser costs him a plant. So he's going to spend a plant. He checks the back of it, no crystals. He's going to place it here. He has to place it here because it has to be 2 spaces away from another oxygen condenser. So he puts it right there. He gets an oxygen immediately, although he loses it because he already has full storage space right now. Too bad for him. But that's okay because making that is going to be really handy towards the future. He doesn't have to spend his crystals, so he's not going to spend his crystals right now. Oh, you know what? No, that's actually not true. No, that's true. He's not going to spend his crystals. He is done. So back to me. I am going to, I've got a lot of important plans this round. I'm thinking of upgrading my, doing my upgraded building as my executive action. I'm like certain I want to do that. And so I think I'll just go ahead and do that first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my geologist into my construction yard, which allows me to just take that action for free as my executive action. And that action is perform an upgrade. So I'm going to upgrade the wind turbines. Still costs me a mineral. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to upgrade this power generator. I'm then going to, for my executive action, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could go get that tech if I really wanted to push it, and I'm tempted to do so, but not certain I should. If I did, it would prevent him from getting it. I'm like starting to see his strategy. Oh, by the way, I messed up. When he made that condenser, he should have moved this and gotten 2 points immediately. And gotten 2 points for every discovery tile. So he would have gotten 2 more points. And he would have gotten an LSS reward. That's a lot of stuff that I forgot that he gets. And in that case, what he was going to take here was actually taking his dude, this dude back from the map. That's a lot you get for contributing to the LSS. So I don't think I want to go grab that rover thing. Instead, it could be really handy to have another to contribute to the LSS. So I think I'm going to do that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like so, and I'm going to place a worker. Oh gosh, I'm a little bit stumped. No, you know what? I'm going to welcome colonists is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to welcome some new colonists so I'll have more options. So the welcome colonist action means you take a rocket, and the space I'm going to open up with that rocket, I have to put a plant and a water to welcome them. And I'm going to take not the mineral, I'm going to take the blueprint 1. And I'm going to put the rocket here, and I'm going to welcome 2 new colonists to my place. And that's the end of my turn. So I took my executive action before my normal action, and so I'm done. I've got some really good things I can do next round, so I'm actually pretty excited. When the shuttle moves, Mark might not actually want to move with it because he has a discovery tile he can get while he's down here. So I think he actually is going to stay. I'm going to go up. And I'm especially excited because I get, a battery and a mineral. Unfortunately, my battery, I don't have space for it. So I'm just getting a mineral based off of this advanced building. But then I also would get my guys back, which I don't have any guys to get back. And then I get to place on one of these spots though. I don't know that I need any of those tech currently. And so because of that, I'm gonna go here and just welcome another colonist. So I'm gonna spend a water to welcome yet another colonist into my living quarters, which has been expanded because I built a shelter. So that's that is the end of that little thingamajang right there. I'm excited to get down to the surface, but I don't even need to be on the surface right now. I'm gonna actually, at the beginning of my turn, I'm actually going to use my wind turbine. No, I don't have the crystals I need. That's unfortunate. Grab. Okay. So I don't have the crystals I need to take my wind turbine action. And so instead, what I'm going to do is I am going to pick up another blueprint. I think would be the best. Oh, dang. I'm stuck in a little bit right now. I think I want to take blueprints, honestly, just even for the sake of getting the crystals and such. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to take blueprint action here. I'm going to boost it, taking both a metal deposit and automated production. Gives me a battery I can't keep and a mineral that I'm happy to have. And gives me 2 crystals incoming because it was 2 blueprints, and it moves this down to 4. So that is my my turn, I believe, because I can't afford to do any executive actions, which really, no, actually I can't. Well, I could, but there's no, I can't do it. Can't do it, so I have to actually pass. That was not as exciting of a turn as I thought it would be. Mark, on the other hand, I feel like is going to have a great turn. He's just going to go ahead and he's going to go ahead and upgrade one of those buildings of his. So he's going to put this guy here. He has to pay a crystal or a dude, since there's a dude there already. And he's going to pay a crystal since he just has a ton of them. and he gets to upgrade one of his buildings. So he can upgrade shelter or oxygen tank. He's for sure going to upgrade the oxygen tank. So he's going to upgrade it here. He has to spend a mineral to do that. And that is his main action. But what he's going to do for an executive action is he's going to send his geochemist to work in the oxygen tank and take that action for free, which is gain a tech, which he really needed a tech. What he's going to do for his tech is he's going to get the oxygen condenser tech. So he's going to spend a battery and an oxygen to pick that up and place it down here and get another crystal incoming. That is an amazing turn for Mark. That is a really just strong move, and I'm impressed. So, fair play, Mark. Fair play. Okay. Shuttle moves. I'm going down with it. And I'm really might as well take this discovery tile and put it over by me. So I'm gonna do just put it right 1, 2 spaces away from me, just to right there. And yeah, so that's where that discovery tile is going. And then I get to take back my guys from the planet side and from working area, and then I get to place it somewhere over here. I could go here and get a blueprint, but there's no blueprints. I could go here and get a warehouse item, but there's no warehouse items. So that's super bizarre. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go into the first position right here, which is cool. I get first movement, or first like choice of where I'm gonna go. And really, one of the things I'm interested in, I would love to be able to do something with my batteries. I'm kind of annoyed, but here's what I'm gonna do. Is I get my crystals back, and I guess just first things first, I think I'm gonna go ahead and spend 2 crystals to use my wind turbines to build another battery building. So I have the tech for making complexes. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. By the way, it's this one poops out crystals. So when we broke ground, a bunch of crystals popped out. And what happens here is I get 2 batteries I can't use. That kind of sucks. That cost me a mineral to make that. But what I also get is I get to place a progress cube because I built a battery complex, and I built a battery that the LSS needs, so I get 2 points. And I have 2 shelters, so I'm gonna get 4 more points. That wasn't really planned, but that's a nice little bonus. And then I get an LSS reward, which, heck yeah, I need a mineral. So I'm gonna get a mineral right there. So that was all my 2 things of executive action first again, and then that was all just an executive action. I still have my main action. So what I'm gonna do for my main action is, gosh, it'd be nice to move my rover, but I don't know if that's worth it. I guess I could and get a mineral, build a mineral building. You know what? I think I'm gonna do it. So I'm going to Oof. I could do that, or I could just build a building. If I built a building, I could potentially screw over Mark a little bit. Because Mark, I don't know what Mark wants to do. But I could definitely benefit from building a greenhouse. And I have the tech for building a complex. So I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to place a worker here for my main action. Placing a worker here. I'm going to spend a worker into my working area since there's already a worker there. And I'm going to create a greenhouse. It costs me a water, but I'm going to use a mineral instead. And I'm placing this complex here actually, which destroys this little crystal. When I do that, so much more good stuff happens. I get 2 plants for building a 2 greenhouse structure there. I get progress token on the greenhouse for building a complex. And then I get to push this up, get 2 points. And then I have 2 advanced buildings, which I planned that. So I get 4 points more, up to 12. And then another LSS reward, which I'll happily take a mineral. Wow, I feel so good about that. That was a really strong turn. So again, I built 2 different buildings there, which is epic. I actually really want the LSS to upgrade because I really want more. Well, yeah, I think I do want more. I definitely want more blueprints to come out. Okay, and then, oops, this is done here. Marky Mark now takes his turn. He could and probably should move his rover. However, he's really tempted to build a water extractor just to contribute to the LSS. But that really isn't, he's not super motivated to do that. So he's going to go for the that progress, the progress cube. Because he's really got to go up to the planet on this shuttle. Otherwise he's going to be stuck down here for a while. So yeah, he's going to do that. So he's going to, he gets his crystal. And what he's going to do is he is going to take the move rover / shuttle action. And he's going to move his bot in his rover. He's going to move his rover to right here, actually. No. To right. Well, first he's actually gonna move his rover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That costs him a crystal to do, but he also is gaining a crystal by doing that. And he also is getting a discovery token, which is going to get him a crystal and advance this. And the discovery token is a tech, which he's going to take. He's going to go ahead and take the the water generator tech. It's going to cost him a mineral to pick up. But he places it here. Oh, dang. He unfortunately doesn't get anywhere else good from that. That was not as efficient as he hoped for, that rover move. But at least he did get a discovery token. He only needs like 1 more discovery token, I think, to get one of his private goals complete. And he should absolutely be able to do that. And so that was his main action for his executive action, he's going to want to... Wow, he's not in a good place for executive actions, I'll be honest. He's just going to go ahead and... Wow, he's not even going to take an executive action, which is really inefficient for him. Sorry, Mark, that was a bad turn. I don't know if that was my fault or not. Okay, shuttle's going back up. I'm totally riding it up, 100%. Can I get a mineral and a battery? Which, unfortunately, again, I'm losing the batteries. I need to spend those batteries on something. I'm just like casting batteries aside. I should really get tech and spend all my batteries on that. Good. Well, I guess I could do that in a second because I get my workers back. And what I'm going to do is when we get up here, I'm going to take a tech, I think. And in so doing, I'm going to spend 2 batteries to pick up the... No, I can't do it. I can't do that actually because I don't have space in my tech place to place it. So instead I'm going to place it, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to spend a plant to welcome a colonist, which is also great. We've got full living quarters over there, which is awesome. He's also going to ride up, and he also doesn't care to take tech, but the warehouse is empty. But that's our fault because neither of us have contributed probably enough to the LSS. He certainly has not. He's only done 1. I've done 2. Okay, so that comes up here. Oh, the shuttle only goes here because we didn't upgrade the place. Oh, dang. So interesting. I feel like I was miscalculating some of that, but that's so interesting. Okay, so back to Mark. Loses one of these crystals. He doesn't have space for it. And what he's going to do with his dudes is he is going to... Wow, there's just not much you can do up in the... It's crazy. There's so little to do up here. He's going to advance tech. So the way he's going to do that is he's going to put a guy here, and he's... Wow. Even that, there's so little he can do for advancing tech. Because he... Well, actually, sorry. Before he even takes an action, what he's going to do is he's going to spend 2 crystals to... No, wow. He's in such a bind. He's in such a freaking bind. He can do so little. He's gonna just research tech, and he's gonna spend his oxygen to advance his oxygenation tech. Wow. That's just really harsh. I've never seen someone so stymied before. That's insane. Okay. That's him. He's done. Back to me. I could easily get more tech if I want. I wish there were more blueprints. I really should advance my tech is what I should do. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. I have to pay a colonist to boost it. I'm going to boost it a number of times. So I'm already getting 2 technology, but let's see what we can afford. I'm going to, for sure, spend a battery to advance this. Spend another battery to advance this. And I'm going to also for sure spend an oxygen to advance this to here, which gives me a, I'll spend a mineral to advance to there, which gives me a mineral. And then I'm going to spend an that was 2 moves. I'm expending another guy to boost it. I'm going to spend another guy to boost another time with an oxygen to move this up to here. And I'm going to go ahead and boost it again one more time, spending a mineral to advance this to here, which gets me a mineral. And really, at that point, I might as well, I feel like I might as well advance it one last time, because I could just get, I really might as well. I could get, well, now I'm going to, I could get a free upgrade. Wow, a free upgrade. Yes, okay, I'm going to advance it one more time. Spending a mineral instead of an oxygen, and spending a battery. I finally got a good use for those batteries. To advance my greenhouse to here, which allows me to upgrade a building. So I'm going to upgrade automated production, which costs me a mineral to do. But I place it here, and that gets to displace my bot, which I might as well displace it to here, to be honest. Yeah, because that leaves me with still a lot of options. Okie dokie. That was insanity. I can't believe I didn't get any crystals for doing all that, but that's fine. I think that was worth it. Now I'm second guessing myself, but no, this is all good. That was all my turn. I don't think I even get an executive action. So I'm done. Shuttle moves. Mark is heading back down to the surface. He could get the battery thing and try and build a battery place. Which he doesn't have anything for. Whatever, he's gonna put it out over here. And then he's going to oh my gosh, that would be a much better discovery tile to get some goods. But he's going to place his guy. There's literally not good spaces, and so he's gonna go here. I'll say again, I've never seen anyone so stymied. This is just kind of crazy how much he for sure, and I'm starting to like get stuck in a little puzzle here. Okay, and when he goes like that, what's gonna happen is he also gets his guys back. His 3 dudes. I'm also going down. I don't want him to get those 3 batteries, so I'm putting the upgrade over by me. And then I take back all my guys. Ton of guys going back into my living quarters. Just gives me so many options. And I've got some really interesting plants. Coming down here. And I'm placing my guy on the rovers, I guess. I might as well. Which I think is going to make me move my rover here. is where I want to. No. I actually don't think I even want to move my rover. I'm in a great place with my rover. No, I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it right there. And so then I'm done with my shuttle phase. Mark goes first. Mark is wondering what the heck he could or should do. He can't welcome anybody. He can't afford a scientist. I mean, technically he could pick up a contract, but there's no reason to do that. Literally the only thing he can do is move his rover. And so he's gonna use the move rover and bot ability. What he's gonna do is actually do this. 1, 2, picks up a crystal, 3, 4, and gets this, whatever these tiles are called. I think there might be tech advanced tiles. It allows him to move 2 free upgrades. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna move his shelter upgrade to here, and he's gonna move his rover tech up to here, which gets him a mineral, which he desperately needs. And he doesn't necessarily care to move his bot right now. I guess he can move his bot 1 away to here. And then for executive action, he can't honestly do anything with his executive action. And so then he is done. Now I see that at this point he could advance the colony now by building a water extractor, and that would open up so many more possibilities for him next turn. But instead, I'm going to do that before he can. And so for my turn, I'm totally going to... I don't know if there's anything I need before doing this. I don't think so. So what I'm going to do... Well, no, I'm not going to. Yes. I'm going to actually... before I... Nope. Not going to do it. I'm going to just take an action, which is construct a building. And the building I'm constructing is going to be a water generator, which I'm going to spend a mineral for, unfortunately. But when I do that, that's so funny because I had so many batteries previously. But I'm going to go ahead and do that and place the water generator. I have to place it here, 2 spaces away from the other one, which is going to get me a water, so that's handy. It's also going to advance this, so I get 2 points. I'll get 2 more points for having a shuttle, and I can pick up a. I'll pick up a mineral is what I'll do. And what happens is that immediately the colony levels up because we complete all 4 of these. So the colony is going to go up to here, and so many things are going to happen. So, well, several things. First of all, the warehouse gets upgraded for sure. That's just a little thing, but that's going to give a lot more freedom to Mark, because he was dying without access to, he had crystals to spend to get stuff from the warehouse, but the warehouse has been empty for so long. And so there's that. In a 3-player game, this would get more of the same types of text added to it. We score the progress cubes, so I get 2 points, 1, 2. And most importantly, these come out. And I think that's everything at that point. So the rest of the level 1 buildings are coming out, as well as the first 6 of these buildings. Yes, a battery building, which I'm very happy about. And then a bunch of shelter buildings, which he's excited about if he can ever start building shelters and upgrading them. And so that's a pretty interesting assortment of cards to come out. I think that's everything for the LSS. So now the shuttle is going to move, and he says, yeah, I gotta get up there and get some goods from the warehouse, probably, honestly. So he's just gonna go up, and he's going to take this spot and take a, gosh, what does he need? He probably would like a plant for building another oxygen place, right? Or no, actually, he needs oxygen for building another building a shelter. So that's what he's gonna do. Although he could build an oxygen place. Maybe he could build an oxygen place and then whatever. He's gonna take a plant for now. He then also is going to take back his guy, and then he's done with his move. When I move, well, actually, sorry, he should have gotten an oxygen anyway from his advanced building. So that's great for him. When I move up, similarly, I get 2 batteries and a mineral, which is awesome. And I get back my dude, and then I get to, and this is gonna go to the 2 space instead of colony level 2. I can't even welcome a colonist, so I don't want that. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a tech, and the idea I have here is to actually take this tech. So I'm going to spend 2 batteries. I just don't know if I necessarily would use otherwise, right? Well, yeah, 2 batteries that I might not otherwise use. And that gets me this tech, which I'm going to put down here for a crystal. Huh? Crystal? Yeah, crystal. Because this is all before my turn starts, which is handy. So now, back to Mark. He is happy in this new world. He loses a crystal, but he thinks he can actually do some pretty cool stuff here. And so what he's going to do, oh yeah, he really wants those recycling bots tech. And so what he's going to do is blueprint, is he's first of all going to take the blueprint action. So he's going to go here. He's going to go ahead and take the recycling bots blueprint. He's also then going to gain an oxygen from that and a crystal and advance this. And he might as well also take, the rover one. That could be great as well. So you could just always have options for things like that. Although, you know what he needs is actually, he kind of needs that concentrator too. But it doesn't have space for oxygen. he's gonna go ahead and take the gym is what he's gonna do. The gym. By spending another guy here. But that gets him actually 2 more crystals. And this goes down. So that's his action. And his executive action, he's going to spend. He probably might as well do. Yeah, he's going to spend 2 crystals to pick up a battery. And that is the end of his turn. For me, I am going to look at my things over here and make sure I don't have any of these completed. Not well. Yeah, actually, I do actually. Wow, I could utilize this. That could be really handy. I could get 3 of anything I need. I'm gonna wait and see what I want to do here. I'm gonna forget about blueprints for a second, even though I really need. Oops, I get both these. What I'm gonna do is for my executive action, spend 2 crystals to make my buildings produce, which gives me 2 batteries and a mineral. And then for my normal turn, I'm going to be a little bit of a jerk, and I'm going to go. I'm going to take this action and take a crystal. But I'm going to boost the action 1, 2, 3, 4. Gosh, probably just 6 times, maybe? No, 5 times. 5 times, I think. To take another crystal, to take 2 oxygen, a plant, and a water. Just basically raid the storehouse so that he can't get too much stuff from it. And that is the end of my turn. That was really kind of dastardly to just raid that like that. But I feel good about it. The shuttle moves right here. I have stuff I want to do up in orbit. I think I'm tempted to just ride my personal shuttle down in the shuttle phase. Actually, I might just do that because I can always get blueprints if I need them using an executive action. And so I'm tempted to just get down there and start working. So I'm actually going to use my personal shuttle in the shuttle phase to ride down early before the shuttle. Just leave him hanging out up here like a loser. So I'm riding down, and what I'm doing is I'm going to place these 3 plants over by me. 1, 2, and drop this down over here. I'm also going to then take all my guys back. And I actually have 1 too many guys. So this guy has to go back home. Dang it. He's like, there's no space for me down here. Why did I build that there and not there? I'm an idiot. Whatever. That was really silly. Oh well. And then I'm gonna place my guy. You know what? I will actually just take the blueprint action, so I can just take a blueprint straight away, which would be the builder drone A1 600. That's interesting. It's not a great building, but I want it. Right? No, I don't even need that. What am I doing in my life? No, I do it because it will give me points. Yeah, so I'm gonna take that. Gonna take that, which immediately gets me a battery. And also gets me a crystal. And it advances this down 1. And put a building on that. Okay, so that was the end of that turn. So now we're going to split. He's up in orbit now. I'm down on the surface. He's a little bit TO'd that I took all that stuff. He might just want to take stuff anyway, instead of committing his guys to the blueprints. So he's gonna do that. I think he's going to spend a dude to take both of these. Gosh, I lost another crystal. And he's going to then, he could go ahead and take a tech. Yeah, sure. Right? There's not really a great reason to do that right now. Well, yeah, so what he's gonna do is he's just gonna spend he's gonna take a tech. So he's gonna spend a battery to get a battery and a water to get battery and a battery to get this tech. Places it here and gets him a crystal. That's his turn. Back to me. I am going to get all my crystals back. And I've got some really good stuff I could be doing. I really think just like constructing buildings before this dude can do so would probably be the best option. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first and foremost spend 2 crystals. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna spend 2 crystals to go ahead and use my wind turbines ability, and just that allows me to build a battery building. So I'm going to spend a mineral to place the battery building here, no crystals, which I needed my battery tech for that, but I had that. I get 3 batteries, none of which I can use. I'm so sad. I don't have space for any of them. Yeah, and however that contributes to the LSS. So I get, this goes up, I scored 4 for shelters. I really should have done that second, not first. Because I think I was going to build a shelter as well. So that's unfortunate. But I'm going to take a, oh, interesting. I'm going to, as my reward, I'm going to move my rover twice. And yeah, that's fascinating. And then as my main action, I'm going to go ahead and build a shelter. So I'm going to spend an oxygen to place a shelter right here. No, yeah, here. I really should have moved my guy one more space. I'm just going to use that with my crystal to move him one more space. Building a shelter here. Gets me 3 crystals incoming next turn. And that is the end of my turn. I feel like I should have done maybe a greenhouse there, but whatever, that's fine. I am done with my turn. Yeah, so I'm done. Shuttle moves, so this guy can ride down with the shuttle. He's totally gonna put the 3 batteries right by him, basically. Like right, well, he'll put it like here technically. And so he can put that there, and he's going to then also take his people back, and the shuttle goes down to the surface, and he's riding down to the move bot space. He's gonna move his bot here and here. Okay. Now, back to this dude. He loses his crystal. He's got so much he wants to do on the surface, and he actually has the ability to do it now, I think. So what he's gonna do first and foremost is he's just gonna make sure he gets this, gets a shelter out there. So he's gonna put this guy here, spending a crystal to place a shelter here for an oxygen. And he's gonna get 2 crystals back from doing that. And then he's still got 2 crystals to use, which he's going to use to move his bot. In fact, that's really handy actually, because I can move his bot here is where he wants to no, here and here is where he wants to go. That was handy. So that was his whole turn. And then for me, I get my crystals. And I've got a lot down here to do as well. I kind of want to keep constructing buildings, but I kind of want to hold off. Well, no, I could really do some building construction right now. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use my private goal, which is have 3 upgraded buildings. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and advance tech. Well, actually, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and advance tech twice at no cost. So I'm going to advance my plants to here and my, no, not my plants. I'm going to advance my shelter tech here and here, and I'm able to get a blueprint, which I'm just going to go ahead and take the command center. Boom. That gives me a crystal, actually, and another crystal for taking a blueprint. And that actually completes one of the dome missions. So I can no longer get anyone crystals, and that is moving down. Well, I guess, yeah, this is moving down here because we've completed one of those. That was, how did I do that? I did, gosh, what did I just do? Oh, I used my, that's right, I did this. I wasn't even an executive action or a main action. I just did that to get a blueprint, which is huge. I think what I'm interested in doing is messing him up a bit. And so what I'm going to do for my action is I'm going to take the movement action and I'm going to move my robot 2 spaces this way and spend a crystal to move it again. And he just cleans up this discovery token so no one can grab it. Ooh, that's mean. And I'm going to also move my rover. Ooh, that was bad though, because now I can't build anything. I'm gonna move my rover. That was kind of dumb, actually. I'll move my rover here and here and pick up a plant, 2 plants with this discovery token. And that's actually going to get me a crystal. And so now, lastly, the last thing I could do is, honestly, I might as well do, I could do a production with my 2 crystals, which would give me a mineral. I can't make a battery building. I can't upgrade a building. So therefore, I could move my robot for 2 crystals. I think I will do that. I'll move my bot for 2 crystals, move them basically back over this way. So, I can spend, well, I don't have any more crystals. 1, 2. I'm gonna spend one of my crystal cards to move it 1 more space to here. And now I'm in position to do a lot of stuff I want to do next turn. So that was me. There was basically 3 actions because I got to do my little private goal bonus, and then I did a main action, and then I did an executive action. Shuttle moves this way, and it's next round. This is getting close to the end, because actually I advanced this down to 1 by taking that those plants. So this guy, he's getting his 2 crystals. He's really like, man, I've got to do some serious things here. He's like, I gotta upgrade my buildings, but I also kind of need everything. He's gonna go ahead and what he's gonna do is he's going to welcome a shuttle. Cost him a water and a plant to do that. But he welcomes a shuttle. And when he does that, he brings in another colonist and a bot. You can put the bot over here, say. Yeah. Here. And I think that's all you get from welcoming a ship. But he's then going to the ship he brought in was specifically this ship. And that's important because he can now, for his executive action, spend a crystal and 2 of these crystals to upgrade a building. He's going to go ahead and upgrade the move a robot, the recycling. Well, no, he can do recycling bots. He's gonna do the gym, right here. Yeah, that'll probably be for the best. That'll be worth points at the end of the game. So he's gonna go ahead and do that, and he's done. My turn to get my crystals, and I want this game to end as quickly as possible because I feel like I'm in the lead. And so what I want to do, I'm interested in upgrading, but I'm also interested in a lot of other stuff. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the interesting. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the build action. Costing me 2 workers, I think. Or should I do 2 crystals? I'll do a crystal and a worker. I'm going to go ahead and build a mine, putting a guy into mine. Gonna place this right here, I believe. No, it has to be here, which is 2 spaces away from that mine. Crystals pop out right here. I get a mineral. I forgot about that. That's awesome. And then for my executive action, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade buildings. I'm going to spend 2 workers to boost that twice. I believe that's what that allows me to do. And what that means is I can spend basically 3 minerals to upgrade the builder drone A600, the command center, and the metal deposit. I'm just going to return my guy to the working area. So I just upgraded 3 buildings, which was huge. And I feel pretty good about that. So I am done with my turn. Shuttle's gonna move. I for sure wanna go with it, I think. I don't know about Mark. Mark would get a crystal and an oxygen when he moved up. But I just think there's so much more he wants to do down here. So I think he has to stay. I had an extra turn down here because I took the personal shuttle earlier. So I'm gonna hop on the shuttle. I get heck ton of stuff. I get a crystal from this building. I get 2 minerals. I get 3 batteries, one of which at least I can keep. That's all I get. But then I also get all my guys back to my living quarters. And yeah, so I'm looking at four guys, and I'm up here. The only thing is that now it's gonna be 2 whole turns before I'm back down on the surface. So I'm gonna try and find ways to like really make things work for me while I'm up here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take this action, spending a plant to welcome a colonist. And then at the start of this round, I get my crystal back. And whew, I have a lot of options now because I have all those buildings, all those upgraded buildings, which are pretty crazy. I want to be down on the surface though. I'm not certain if there's any major action I want up here. I could technically upgrade. You know what? I could upgrade. I could advance my my technology. That might be the best thing to do. And I can always I can always move my rover though too. You know what? As my executive action, I'm going to move my my rover. So 2 crystals to move my rover. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to use his rover tech. This is interesting. So I'm gonna move the rover actually. Whoa, weird. Okay. I'm gonna move the rover here, in fact, to build a another mine. Strange enough. So I'm gonna spend a crystal. No, I can't even spend crystals. I have to use the rover tech. Is that right? No, I can spend crystals. I'm gonna spend a crystal just to deny him his rover tech use. This discovery token means I get to build a mine. I'm actually going to build the mine, which pops out more crystals. I'm going to spend a guy onto it. Crystals go here and here. I get a mineral from that. I also get a crystal for getting a discovery token. I'm flipping this over. It was the last one of those. So it was a second mission done. Did I get one of these? Yeah, sorry, this one was mine too. And so I am now, that was my executive action, just to move that. That was a pretty brilliant executive action. But now for my main action, I'm tempted to take this action, which is the landing pod, where I just go down to the surface. Because apart from that, I could spend a sizable chunk of stuff upgrading technology. That might be my better bet too. I'm going to do that. But then I have to do it like twice, don't I? Like, because there's nothing else to do right now. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna spend a worker to here to upgrade 2 technology. I'm gonna move this technology. Oh, by the way, I got a progress cube from making a a mine complex. I'm moving this technology up, spending a battery to do that. I'm also moving it here, spending an oxygen to do that, but I get a mineral. I'm also going to advance my battery tech, spending a mineral to do that. I'm going to advance my shelter tech. No. Greenhouse tech. No. I guess my greenhouse tech, spending a mineral and my last crystal card. And that was an extra worker that I had to, I think it was extra 2 workers I had to spend to do that because I was boosting it. Okay. And that was the entirety of my technological action. So I'm good. That was me. This dude, he has something he could do here, which is he could do his 4 blueprints personal mission. Oh, to get 2 upgrades. Is he in a place to upgrade? If he can build a condenser, you know, he can actually upgrade right now. He's just gonna do that and pays nothing to do it. So he's gonna use that private mission. That's a strong private mission to upgrade both these buildings without having to pay minerals. He upgrades this into the casino, displaces this guy over to here, and he upgrades this into the recycling bots. That was a strong upgrade. Now for his main action and executive action, he's still down here on the planet. He might as well try to contribute to the Mars cycle. That's probably actually what's most important for him right now. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna do this. He's going to spend a worker over to here to construct a building. He puts both these guys go back to my I think it's my living quarters. Well, I forget. I'm gonna put in working area because I don't remember. No, I don't remember. But first, unclear rule. But he's gonna spend a worker to do that. He still had to do it there. And he's gonna build a water or a plant or a condenser. So he can get 4 points. He can get 8 points from that. He's gonna build a greenhouse. No, he can't build a greenhouse. He's not close enough. He's going to go ahead and build a water place then. So he's going to go and spend a mineral instead of a battery to build a water generator, and he's going to put it here, in fact, which gains him 2 water. and it's a water complex, so he gets to put his water progress cube over here. This moves up, which scores him 2 points, and he gets to take either a mineral or a dude back, or move a rover, or a crystal. And really what he wants right now is to get a mineral, I think. Yeah. Okay, so I think he has a couple ideas for what he wants to do. He still has the executive action left, which technically he could get this last. No, he can't do that. He has no executive action he can take because he has no crystals. Wow. Okay, so he's done with his turn. I swear I'm not trying to screw him over, but he's not doing nearly as well as I am. Or I guess you could say I'm not doing nearly as well as I am. I'm gonna go ahead and take the tech action because there's not much else that could really be helpful to me. So I'm gonna take tech action. I have to spend a battery to get this tech. It goes down here where I'm gonna grab crystal for that. So pretty lame executive action or main action, but I've got 2 different executive actions possible for me, one of which is building a mine, which I actually can do. So I'm actually going to move my what is it called, geologist into my metal deposit and build a another mine with my last little worker here. I can build it here, which is going to get me a ton of minerals, like more minerals than I know what to do with, actually. So I can only take 2 of the minerals. That's nuts. And that is the end of my turn. So not a great turn in orbit. Back to Marky Mark. He had an idea of something he wanted to do, which is he really wants a scientist, but he really needs another oxygen. So I think what he wants to do is he's gonna do he has no crystals. All the crystal opportunities are shrinking. You know what he could do? That would be worth the points. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's totally gonna pick up a scientist. That was a little bit accidental, but that's okay. He's gonna go here, and what he's gonna do, this is the brilliancy of the Martian cycle, is he's gonna spend 2 water to hire the biochemist. When he does that, the biochemist is actually going to be able to work in greenhouse advanced buildings, which there aren't technically any that have been made. However, it is going to be worth 3 points for every condenser building at the end of the game, which is already 2 out. And who knows, by the end of the game, he might be able to get another one out. So that was a pretty cool move he just pulled. His only trouble is he's gonna be out of workers, so he might need to shuttle up and then landing pod down, which would not be a pretty sight to do. Or no, he actually could welcome another. He could welcome another ship next turn, so he's got options. So he has no executive action he can do though, still, unfortunately. So he will, no, sorry, I'm so sorry. He's gonna put his dude here into his recycling bots action and move a bot twice. And in this specific instance, he can actually use it as if it was a rover. And so what he can do is he can actually move it. If he wanted to, he can move it over here. I think he might want to. Well, no, I think he actually wants to do this. He wants to move here, so he can make a greenhouse potentially. So that's what he's gonna do right here. All right, so that was the end of his turn. Shuttle's coming down. I'm gonna drop down a greenhouse tile to right, literally right here. And I'm also gonna take this space and bring all my dudes back to my living quarters. Okay. The reason why I'm excited about that is because by dropping that specific discovery tile down, I can now do the following. On my turn, I get my crystals. I can use my command center to move my rover one over. I have to spend 2 crystals to do that, and then I have to use his rover tech. It was the first time one of us has used someone else's tech this whole game. You put an oxygen over there. Move here, and allows me to immediately build a greenhouse building. Wait a second. No, I can't even, I'm not even allowed to do that because I only have 1 bot and he has nowhere to build. So I can't do that yet, at least. But I could do it at the end of my turn probably if I can do something that moves my bot. But what could move my bot? I could take the move a bot action. Alternatively, we'll do that and just not even do that executive action to do that. That might be wisest actually. Is I'm just going to take the move people action, moving my bot. I'm actually moving my bot 1, 2 spaces this way. And my rover 1 space this way, which will allow me to build a greenhouse building. I still have to pay a water for greenhouse building. I've got the greenhouse tech, but I don't need it because I'm actually not building a complex. I'm just putting this here. Drops out 2 crystals here. That is getting me a single plant, which all I could hold on to anyways. But most importantly, what this is doing is it's moving up this, which is scoring me. I have 6 advanced buildings, so I'm getting 12 points. That's huge. That is an amazing in-game scoring opportunity. And I can either take a mineral, which I can't even take minerals. I can take a guy back, take a crystal, or move my bot twice. Blah. I think I'm interested in I'm interested in moving my bot potentially. But I don't have to. This game's gonna end in actually just a moment. Because once this levels up, it'll end the game even if we don't have the scientists. So the thing I'm actually gonna take is I guess taking one of my guys back. That could potentially be some points if I play that right. So yeah, That's what I'm gonna do. Take my guy back. And so now that I still have a executive action to do, and I think my best option is well, really I could go like this and spend 2 crystals to do that bot movement or rover movement. I'm going to use his rover technology to go 1, 2, 3 spaces here and get 2 free tech advances, which is kind of cool. I can move this here and this here. I think is what I'll do. Yeah. Which is a little bit of points. So that's fine. Mark's turn. He is in a weird spot here because he has no workers, but he can welcome a ship. So he's gonna welcome the Move Rovers shuttle. Oh no, he can't because he doesn't have the proper resources for that. So he's gonna have to do the move bots and rovers thing. Well, actually, what he could do first is actually do this and move his bot like a rover. But how would that help him? Ugh, he's in trouble. No, what he's gonna actually do is he's going to use this action to move his rover. Move it 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's gonna move it. He's gonna move it. Wow, he's in a super tight spot here. This is actually not pretty. Seeing what he can and can't do. He's gonna try the following. He's just simply going to use his executive action with the recycling bots to move this bot here and this bot here. And he's going to be able to create a battery building because of that, which costs him a mineral. But what's cool about this, actually, this is actually really pretty sweet, is he can actually connect it right here using my battery complex technology. But he has to put this here because he utilized my technology. And what that's doing for him, though, is it's actually giving him 4 batteries. He can only hold on to 3 of them, but he's getting 3 batteries. He built a battery complex so he can put this here. And he built this battery building so it goes up. Even though the LSS didn't want that, and so he didn't get any bonuses for it, unfortunately. But it was still not a bad thing. And that was actually just his executive action. So he still has a main action to take, which he could still take now. Probably the only thing he can really do is still, again, movement. And so what he can do is he can move. Yeah, that's all I can really do. So he can move his rover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and pick up 2 crystals. And he can move the bot maybe 1, 2. No, 1, 2. So move right back. And that's all the things he can do there. So because he's so stuck right here, what he honestly probably needs to do is in the shuttle phase, use his shuttle to travel. So when he does that, he's gonna get some stuff. He's going to be able to produce. He's gonna produce 2 crystals and 2 oxygen, which is decent. And then he gets to get his one dude back here and this one dude back here, and then gets to place himself over here. Unfortunately, none of these are going to do anything for him, so he just goes here. And the shuttle is now over on this side. On his turn, he gets all his crystals back, so that's cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. He might be able to do something with those. He should have left his bot here. Totally should have left his bot there, or moved it completely over here, to be honest. Yeah, right over there. Because now what he can do on his turn is he could he might as well do this. Probably one of his best bets is for executive action is to, he could get 2 tech movements for free, or he could build a shelter. And I think what he wants to do is build a shelter. So he's gonna spend 2 to use his gym to build a shelter here, cost him an oxygen, and gets him a crystal. He's gonna put it right here. Gets him a crystal. And then for his main action, he's gonna take the landing pod, which I think immediately moves him down to the surface, gets all these guys back to him. And he gets to take a spot right here. So he's gonna take the blueprint spot. No, I don't think it'd be wise to have a blueprint. He's gonna take the remove a robot twice. In which case he's gonna move his robot. He's not actually gonna move his robot, so he's actually gonna move it right here to take first space. But he's done with his turn. Andy's turn. I'm just gonna end the game, if I can. So what I want to do is I want to go here and build I want to build an oxygen. Yeah. So let's do this now. I'm gonna build an oxygen condenser. Oh, by the way, when he used my battery, I could have just advanced that, which I would do. I'm going to go ahead and build a oxygen condenser. And the way I'm doing this is I'm going to build it costs a plant. And I'm going to use his oxygen condenser technology, which gives him an oxygen right here. I'm going to place it right here. That immediately gets me 2 oxygen. And what that also does is it advances this. I have gotten 4 discovery tiles, so I get 8 points to 42. I'm not making this up. I then get to move a bot or take a crystal or move or get a guy back. What I'm going to do is, honestly, I think a crystal might just be the best thing, unless I need the bot to be somewhere else for construction, but I don't think I do. So I'm just going to get the crystal. What that immediately does, I think it's at the end of my turn, I think is when it happens. So I got to do my executive action, but then that will level up. My executive action, I could move. But I don't have a ton of other things I can do. I guess I could build yet another mine, but I'm not certain what that would actually accomplish for me, to be frank. Yeah, so honestly, building buildings doesn't do much for me right now. So I'm not going to take any executive action. So I'm done with my turn. But the LSS levels up, which does sweep away the rest of the level 1 blueprints. So they're out. Puts out the rest of the level 2 ones here. It refills this warehouse. It scores the progress cubes, which actually only have 3 to his. No, actually, I should have a progress cube over here. So I have 4 to his 2. So I have 7, and he gets 2 points. That is significant. 49 to his 2. Yeah. By the way, I used his oxygen thing, so he actually advanced this for a free point. So that was the end of my turn. That all advanced, but most importantly, this moves down to here. And so now it's the end of this colonization phase. Shuttle moves here, and now we literally just have this one. The game's over now. Game's gonna be over after we have this one colonization phase, because we completed a mission, and LSS level up to level 3, which also moves that tracker down to here. So yeah. So last turn. So how to get points? Oh, he forgot to totally put a contract out here, which for him could honestly have been, he could honestly have been interested in I'm not really sure what he might honestly want to do something that just wouldn't be helpful to me. Yeah, wow, he's not good with the contracts. Not that I can see. He's gonna put this out there actually, with the hope that he can maybe get something like that. Okay, so on his turn, he's got 3 crystals. It could be great to have, for him, it could be great to have honestly, the systems engineer could be great for him because he could actually get points based off of my mineral buildings. So he's going to go ahead and just as his last action, take the scientist action. Has to pay 2 oxygen. Gets the systems engineer. And he's just throwing a random thing out here for a contract. Systems engineer. And now he has an executive action he can take. And that systems engineer he could use on one of these things. Oh, he could build another living center. He can move his rover. I think he's gonna do that. So he's going to go into my building. He's gonna send his systems engineer into my command center and move his rover. He's gonna move his rover just like here to get a free tech upgrade. And so what he's gonna do is he's just gonna move this up into that top spot, which is worth a lot of points. And that's him done with his turn. And for me, really I should also go here and get the one of the contracts that I'd set up. And so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and go here. Cost me another guy to do this. Oh, actually I could do it with crystal. But I'll do a crystal, I think. Oops. I'm gonna spend. Oh, sorry, I'm using a guy to do that. I'm gonna spend a crystal to get this contract, this Earth contract, which is gonna be worth 12 points for having this 3 space complex with 2 advanced buildings on it. And I'm gonna put out the similar contract. I don't think I have a chance to grab it, but I'm gonna put out the similar one as well, because I could actually also score that. But I don't think I can grab it because all my executive actions, I could move my rover with an executive action. I could produce, upgrade buildings, build a battery building. I'm trying to think. My last thing here is just like, I don't score off of that. I think my best thing actually is tech. So maybe my best thing to do is no, there's no way I can just advance tech easily. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm actually on this final turn not going to actually take an executive action, which is super surprising to me. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. I'm done. Okay, so now it goes on to the scoring. So scoring is going to go like this. We would score the progress cubes one more time. So I get 7 points, he gets 2. So 7, he gets 2. Shuttles, you get 3 for every shuttle. Neither of us have any shuttles left because we both used the one personal shuttle that we welcomed. Then we score points for colonists in our living quarters. So you take back your guys from this side of the board and from your work area. And then because he's into this area, he gets 6. Because I'm into this area, I get 6. So I get 6. He gets 6. Technology, he gets 9 for being up in here. 3 and 3 and 1 and 1. So that's 15, 16, 17 points for tech for him. So 10, 17. I have 9 plus 5 is 14. Plus 4 and 4 is 22. Plus 2 more is 24. So 24 to 86. Upgraded buildings. He's got 3 level 1 buildings, which are all worth 3, and then 1 level 3 building, which is worth 5. So 14 points for him, up to 47. I, on the other hand, have 4 small ones, 4 level 1s, so it's 12 points, and 2 level 3s, which is another 10 points. So 22 points. So 2 and 20 points, 108. Then scientists, his geochemist is good with, she's the oxygen scientist, but that means she's good with shelter buildings. So she has 2 and I have 1, so that's 9 points for her, up to 56. She also has the biochemist, who's the greenhouse scientist, but that means that she's actually good with oxygen condenser advanced buildings. So and there's 2 of those that she has, so she gets another 6 points. And then she also has a systems engineer who's good with shelters, but she actually scores off of mines. So she gets another 6 points. So Mark gets another 6 points for my 2 mines with his scientist. And lastly, I have 2 scientists. My geologist is good with battery buildings, which I have 3 of those. So it's 9 points from me, up to 117. And then what else do I have? I have that's it for my scientists. But I do have a single earth contract, which is worth 12 points. So I get 2, 10. Okay. So I just played myself a super lopsided game. 129 for Andy, 68 for Mark. My initial takeaway is that I have to have been, I think I was thinking more deeply for myself, but also I have to have just been like biased toward myself. And I say that both in terms of like, not just like trying to make myself win, but I was probably just thinking in such a way that I wasn't actively blocking or going up the works or being surprising on the part of Mark. So I had a stronger strategy going with Andy as myself, and then Mark didn't like surprise me or really like, give me a lot of unknowns to slow me down. But that's pretty crazy. 129 to 68. Clearly I scored a heck ton in game with all these buildings for the LSS. That was huge. And having the things that would score well off of those buildings when they were built. I also had a solid contract. I had a solid scientist. I had a lot of advanced buildings, including level 3 ones. I had good tech. I kind of had it all. Good progress cubes. I just had a very, very strong game, strong engine that I think worked with using a lot of blueprints, which got me crystals, I was able to use a lot of the discovery tokens. I really worked these really well with my strategy. Just because I went blueprint heavy meant that I was going to have upgraded buildings to score well off of this. I also noticed that the discovery tokens, you can't just necessarily get them just because you want them, because a lot of them actually require, like, it's like you get to build something, but you have to have the goods to build those things. So if you aren't like on it, you're not going to actually get discovery tokens that quickly, because you actually have to be just doing well to then be able to have access to those discovery tokens. I felt like Mark never clicked with having really strong executive actions, whereas mine were like clicking just really well with what I was trying to do on the board, to where I felt like I was having sometimes like 2 or 3 times as effective of a turn as Mark, like pretty consistently, which is why I got double the points. Anyhow, that's just a little bit of my takeaways. I'd love to share more, talk about it more, but that's it. Thanks.